When your dog sleeps next to your feet, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Yes, it feels comforting, maybe even a little cute. Your dog curls up by your feet at night, or settles there when you're sitting on the couch. But behind that closeness, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded things your dog can do. And if you misunderstand it, which most owners do, you might be missing messages they've been trying to send you every single night. Because that quiet moment, when they choose that exact spot beside your feet, actually reveals something powerful about how they see you. Let's start with what that sleeping habit really means. 1. It's not just comfort, it's positioning. Have you ever noticed that your dog could sleep almost anywhere in the room, but somehow they end up at your feet? Most people think it's about warmth, or simply habit. But here's what's actually happening. Dogs instinctively choose sleeping positions that let them protect the people they trust. By lying near your feet, your dog places themselves between you and the outside environment. Behavioral scientists have observed this in both domestic dogs and wild canines. The feet area often gives them the best position to detect movement, sound, or threats in the room. Think about that for a second. While you're sleeping peacefully, your dog may be placing themselves in a subtle guard position. Not because they're anxious, because in their mind, you're part of their pack, and protecting the pack matters. And by the way, if your dog ever shifts from your feet to sleeping pressed against your legs or body, don't brush it off. We'll get to what that really means later, and it's something most owners wish they'd understood sooner. Your dog is actually monitoring you. Here's what most people don't realize. When dogs sleep near their owners, they aren't always fully asleep. A 2018 animal cognition study from the University of Budapest found that dogs resting near their humans remain partially alert to their owner's breathing patterns and movements. In simple terms, your dog is aware of you even while they rest. That gentle breathing beside your feet, they're listening to it. Your movement under the blanket, they notice. And what this reveals emotionally is something powerful. Your dog doesn't just see you as someone they live with, they see you as someone whose safety and presence matters enough to monitor. Think about that. They could sleep anywhere else in the house, but they choose to stay where they can sense you, because your presence regulates their sense of safety. They're surrounding you with their scent. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. Dogs experience the world primarily through scent. And when your dog lies next to your feet, they're actually participating in something scientists call scent mingling. Studies on domestic dogs reveal that dogs naturally blend their scent with members of their social group while resting. Your feet carry your strongest personal scent markers, your skin, your movement throughout the day, your unique smell. By lying there, your dog is placing their scent alongside yours, not to dominate, but to mark social belonging. Think about that for a second. From a dog's perspective, scent defines family. So, when they curl up next to your feet, they're essentially reinforcing something invisible. This human is part of my group. This space belongs to us. And here's where it becomes even more meaningful. They're also placing themselves inside your scent field, because your smell calms their nervous system. And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more dog lovers who actually want to understand what their dogs is really saying. 4. This behavior is older than you think. What makes this even more meaningful is where this behavior comes from. Long before dogs lived in homes, their ancestors slept in tight groups. Wild canines positioned themselves in ways that protected vulnerable pack members during rest. Puppies often slept closest to adult pack members for warmth and protection. And researchers studying canine evolution have found that domestic dogs adapted many of these sleeping patterns to humans. In other words, your dog may be using the same ancient instinct their ancestors used thousands of years ago. But now, the pack leader is you. When they settle by your feet, they're using a deeply ingrained survival behavior. Except instead of protecting other wolves, they're protecting their human. And that small moment on your bed or couch becomes something much bigger. It's instinct meeting trust. They don't do this with everyone. Here's something that most owners overlook. Dogs are selective sleepers. They don't curl up next to just anyone. Behavioral studies on canine bonding show that dogs consistently choose sleeping positions closest to the person they trust the most. Have you ever noticed that, if multiple people are in the room, your dog still gravitates toward one specific person, usually the same one? That's not random. Your dog is choosing proximity to the individual who feels safest to them, the one whose voice, smell, and behavior signal stability. So, if your dog sleeps near your feet while others are around, you're not just convenient, you've been chosen. And for dogs, that choice reflects emotional security. The real reason they choose your feet. Remember earlier when I said, sometimes dogs move from your feet to press against your legs or body? This is where it all connects, because sleeping at your feet isn't always about guarding. Sometimes it's about vulnerability. Studies on domestic dogs reveal that dogs choose sleeping positions near trusted humans during their deepest sleep phases. Why? Because deep sleep makes animals vulnerable. Their awareness drops, their defenses lower. So when your dog chooses to sleep right next to you, especially when they stretch out, sigh, or fully relax, it means something profound. They're comfortable being defenseless around you. Think about that for a second. Dogs evolved to stay alert while resting, but around you, they allow themselves to fully rest. That's not convenience, that's trust. And trust is one of the most powerful bonds animals form. When this behavior suddenly stops. Now, here's something important. If your dog suddenly stops sleeping near your feet after doing it for years, it's worth paying attention. Behavioral changes in sleeping positions can signal stress, illness, or environmental discomfort. Veterinary behaviorists note that dogs often change sleeping habits when they're experiencing pain or anxiety. Sometimes it's subtle. They start sleeping farther away. They choose different rooms. They pace more at night. So, if that quiet nightly ritual disappears, don't ignore it. Your dog may be communicating something without words, and noticing that change early can make a big difference in understanding their needs. Closing, final 30 to 60 seconds. So when your dog sleeps next to your feet, do you know what they're really trying to say? It's not just about warmth, it's not just habit. It's a quiet mix of instinct, trust, protection, and belonging. Your dog is positioning themselves close enough to sense you, close enough to guard you, close enough to feel safe falling into deep sleep beside you. That's not a random sleeping spot. That's your dog choosing you as their safe place. And that simple moment, when they curl up quietly by your feet, it was never small to them. And it shouldn't be small to you either.